Assalamualaikum. This is Naaila and I am a contributing counselor with aboutislam.net. And we are all set to take your live questions for today. As always, I want to know who's here, who with me. Let me know where you are, where you're from. Right now I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to be able to get your questions. I want to be able to see how you're doing today, and I want to know what countries everyone is representing today. So while we do that, I'm gonna get my screen straight because I got a couple of things that I have to try to keep up with while we do this. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pull up some questions that I've been given already, and I would love to hear the ones that you brought with you today. Okay? All right, so let me see. Oh, what's new? There's nothing new here. There's nothing new here in Atlanta. Alhamdulillah, it's a beautiful day here. We are just so blessed. Allah is still above his throne. So in spite of everything, things are definitely well. All right, so I'm going to pull up the questions that I've got. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting married in a few weeks and I couldn't be happier, but I keep having dreams I'm committing haram with women. And I don't know, and I know I've started dreaming about a woman I was getting to know before my fiance. With this woman, I didn't commit haram, but we talk, or I just see her in my dream. My question is, why am I having these dreams, even though I can't wait to marry my fiance and I'm happy and I wouldn't want anyone else? Well, I am certainly not one to interpret dreams, so I can't tell you the meaning behind them, but I do want you to think about this, okay? I want you to think about your brain from this perspective. You know, even when we are asleep, your brain is still going. It does have parts of your brain do go into sleep mode, but your brain still has all of this activity going on, even when we're gone night, when we've gone to sleep. And so bear in mind that even while you're asleep, you still have all of this brain activity going on. And this is one of the things that contributes to, you know, our dreams and the things that we dream about and the things that we even hope about, even while we are asleep. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, am I a bad person? Is this the person that I should not marry? It doesn't mean those things. It just means that you're a human being with a fully functioning brain that is working for you even when you are at rest. And that's a good thing. Your body is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay? So, again, if you have questions, I'm going to try to get to them. And I know that my great behind-the-scenes people at About Islam will do everything they can to keep me focused so I don't miss anyone, because all of you, you're important to me, and I want to be able to get to what it is that you may have on your heart to be answered. Okay? All right. So a girl and I, we loved each other for about 4.5 years, but her parents refused for me to marry her. You know, I do hear that sometimes. That does happen with many couples for many different reasons. It's very saddening though. We tried our best to convince her parents, but her parents, they didn't accept. And she finally said, we're going to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we will be joined in Jannah. And she accepted her parents' wish. and she got married to someone else. And I cried a lot. And I went abroad for a job. And I don't have interest in everything and in my mind. And I just feel like my thoughts are just going on and on. And I'm asking Allah every day in every prayer to please give her to me and join me and her both in Jannah. If I ask in dua to join in Jannah, will we be joined in Jannah, or in this dunya, a pair only will be paired together in the akhirah? You know, first, we never know what Allah is going to do for us. We don't know, you know, very often not just very often, we don't know what Allah has planned for us. He is surely the master planner. And I cannot say, you know, who he has decreed to be your spouse. What I do know is this. Islam tells us that the person that we are married to, when our soul leaves our body, inshallah, this is the person that we will be reunited with in Jannah. So, I do know that Allah tells us this. Now, if you're going to be reunited with her in Jannah, that is surely by the qadr of Allah, and I cannot answer that question. I can only tell you with certainty what Islam says. Now, I also want to go back because you said some other things. You talked about, you know, crying for a lot and not having interest in things and having things on your mind and having thoughts going on and on. I'm really concerned about that because, you know, it sounds like a lot of sadness going on. And that's very disheartening to me. And so, you know, I would suggest that maybe if you could find a friend that you could speak to, if you have a family member that you could talk to, because, you know, that sounds like, you know, you're definitely not in a good place right now. And while I know that, you know, this is disheartening and you want to have the matter of your heart addressed, we still have to take care of our head. You know, we still have to make sure that we're mentally healthy. And so I would want you to consider, you know, giving that some thoughts too, so you can make sure that you're functioning